This is ITV. Certainly the best. Today being the 11th day of October 2017, it's the day whereby governments and also associations across the world are called upon for us to really have a rethink and talking about the girl child. And with us today, we are privileged to have two young stars. We have for Hope Jeremiah, and of course, who is the executive director of the Hopeful Initiative. And also we have Egwede Juliet, who is the vice president, Youth Action Movement. Talking about the girl child. You're welcome to this program this morning on ITV.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and let me start with the lady here. Now, when we say the girl child, exactly what are we talking about?
Thank you for the question. When we say the girl child, we're talking about young people, the girl. When you talk about from the ages of 10 to 24, you're talking about the girl child. We see that the girl child is a more marginalized group. These young girls are affected with a lot of issues regarding their reproductive life. So when you talk about the girl child, you're talking about specifically a young girl from the ages of 10 to 24.
From the age of 8 to 24?
Yes, 10 to 24.
Okay. Now, Jeremiah, she said that the girl child seemed to be marginalized. Now, let's look at the way life is today. I mean, with the advent of technology and with the advent of, the information about education, do you think that the girl child is still being marginalized?
Thank you very much for having me, sir. It's true, the girl child is still marginalized. That's why the Sustainable Development Goals is also centered on girls. Well, the Sustainable Development Goal 7, which calls for gender equality. The thing is, the fact is, girls are not seen to be equal to their male counterparts. Even at home, the parents would like to prefer their male kids to their female kids. It is a stereotype. We tend to see girls live as second-class citizens, even in this world. So today is basically a call for us to improve the lives of girls.
When you say girls live as second-class citizens, are you saying that girls see themselves, the girl child sees herself as a second-class citizen, or the society sees the girl child as a second-class citizen?
Growing up, we don't really have a mind. When you're as a young child growing up, you don't really have a mind of your own. So whatever it is the world throw at you, whatever it is the world think of you, that's what you tend to think of yourself until you grow up to have a personality of your own. So as young as they are, when the society sees them as being second-class citizens in their own country, they tend to think of themselves that way, and that's why you have girls not willing to pursue a career of their own. So girls we need to know the fact that girls are equal to boys. A girl child is equal to a male child. So, and as such, equal opportunities should be open to them. Equal opportunity in the fact of education. The girl child has the right to education. Statistics says that Nigeria has the highest rate of school dropouts in the whole of the world. We have the highest rate of school dropout, and 60% of these school dropouts are females. That is enough marginalization. 60, that is more than half of these ladies are dropouts. And the fact is...
What do you think is responsible for such dropouts?
Well, the first factor that militates against girls dropping out is their sexual reproductive health and rights. Edo State is one of the top 10 states in the country with the highest rate of teenage pregnancy. So when a girl becomes pregnant at her teenage years, according to statistics I saw online today, said 1 in 10 girls in Nigeria is liable to get pregnant before the age of 18. So when they get pregnant, most families from where we come from in this part of the world, Nigeria, most families would want to terminate the educational progress of these girl child.
Yeah.
Number 2, they might undergo some break from the educational journey to take care of their babies. And again, some that are not even wise might undergo abortion. The Gottmacher Institute records that Nigeria loses over 110 girls daily to abortion. And though abortion is illegal in Nigeria, but it's still procured. So they go to abortion, and some of them might lose their life in that period. Those that might not go for abortion, anatomically, young girls are not fit to conceived due to the fact that their pelvic bones are not properly formed to welcome a baby. So when some of them goes into the labor room, that causes maternal mortality. And Nigeria is one of the countries that highest rate of maternal and child mortality.
Okay, now let's pay attention to the female here now, so that it will look as if we are marginalizing against her. Now, a while ago we said that the girl child somehow is seen as a second-class citizen, and I'm going to ask you the question again. Now, who really sees the girl child as a second-class citizen? Is it the society, or it is the girl child that sees herself as a second-class citizen? And if that be the case, what do you think is the reason for this?
Thank you for that question. I would say the society sees the girl child.
The society.
The society sees the girl child as a second-class citizen, because there are parents who feel that as a girl, your role as a girl is to be in the kitchen. So they feel that they don't have equal rights as their brothers,
male counterparts.
their counterparts. So most of the time, when I think earlier back then, not now, when girls go to school, back then, guys are allowed to go to school and girls remain at home, because they feel that as a girl, your role is to be in the kitchen and to be a mother, to take care of the home. But since the society has given them that fact, a lot of girls now see themselves as inferior. They now see that they now have low esteem. They don't see themselves as up to do. Like, as a lady, I should go to school. As a lady, I have a say in political affairs. As a lady, I can become a leader one day. But because the society has mapped them out to be like that, they now see themselves as inferior to the guys. So I would say, what to your other question, what are we to do? We are to talk to our parents, because our parents are key drivers to giving this information to their children, because it is what they have seen them to become. That is what they become. What you continue to tell a child every day, that's what she becomes. That's what she now sees herself to. So I am advocating to parents that still in this present century, there are still some cultural beliefs that a girl is not supposed to go to school, a girl is not supposed to, her role is to be at home. So I'm advocating to parents that they should be advocates to their children. They should send their children to school, encourage them to be world-class leaders. We have a lot of important people in society that are females. Our finance minister is a female. So I believe that our parents have a big role to play in that group. And other various stakeholders like our NGOs were also advocating to girls that, look, you are not just to be in the kitchen. You have a role to play in the society, in helping to provide for the country at large, and also helping in our economy too. So I believe that if we can talk to our parents, reach out to various stakeholders, let us reach out to these people. Let's change their mindset that you as a girl child, you're not just supposed to be in the kitchen. You are ought to go out there and properly harness your potentials and show it out to the world.
Now, Jeremiah, there has been an argument, ongoing for quite some time now, that who needs education more. Some say the girl child. The girl child gives birth to the world that we live in. I mean, they give birth to children. These children go on to become leaders. And why some say that it is the male child that needs more education. The male child manages the world that we live in. So in your own point of view, who do you think needs more education? Is it the girl child or the male child?
Thank you very much. 25th of September 2015, world leaders gathered at New York to chart a new course for the next 15 years, which was the Sustainable Development Goals. And one of the Sustainable Development Goals, Goal 5, was gender equality. That whatever is done to a male should be done to the female at the workplace, in the family, and in every other sector. So I won't pick a side that the males should be allowed to go to school, while the females should be allowed to stay at home, or rather the females should go to school and the males should be allowed to stay back. All I believe is that we should give both gender equal opportunities. I strongly believe that when we give both gender equal opportunities, they will be able to drive growth for the world at large, for our country, Nigeria, and for even our state, Edo State, because it's a known fact. Some people might argue that ladies should go to school more, which in a way I might want to support, but I differ and go back to equal opportunities, because ladies, the first agent of socialization for a child is the mother. Because it's the mother that is involved in inculcating the kid with cultural beliefs, tradition, and early education before he or she is able to go to school. Now, imagine you educating a girl child who we grow up to become a mother. When you educate her, you inculcate beliefs in her, you inculcate the right ideas in her. She goes on to transmit these right ideas to her kids. And when this kid grow up, the Bible says train up a child in the way he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart from it.
Yeah.
When this kid grow up, he holds these ideals, he holds its value dear to himself. So in that way, a mother is useful for us to produce a new breed of leaders in Nigeria. Because when we're able to educate this present generation of girl child, they are able to go to school, they are able to complete education. They come home, there's a saying that says, educate a lady, you educate a nation. And it's the fact, when you educate, that's why they say that, when you educate a girl child, she goes to school, she's able to plan for a smaller family. I was hearing on the news when we were talking about the news that Nigerian economy is supposed to grow, but there's a factor mitigating against it, population growth. When ladies are able to go to school, they're able to get the right education, and they want to plan for a smaller family. So when we're sending ladies to school has a wide, broad range of progress. That's why the theme for this year is girls' progress equals to girls' progress. Because when we're able to advance progress of the girls' goals, it has a whole range of goals. When we educate the girls, it helps us break out of the cycle of poverty, because they can be able to contribute their own quota to the family. When the husband comes back from work at the end of the month, it brings his own salary. The lady brings her own family. There is her own salary. There is what? Economic growth. So she's able to help her family break out from the cycle of poverty. She's able to inculcate the right ideas and virtues to her child. That child tomorrow can become the next president of Nigeria. And when he has been properly given the right education by his mother, who was properly given the right education as a girl, you see, we're bringing up a new crop of leaders in Nigeria. So you see, there is a whole lot of advantage in educating the girl child, but I would advocate for equal opportunities for both gender. The male child should go to school, the female should go to school. Okay. Let's give them equal opportunities.
Okay. Now, Juliet, let's look at the theme of this year's observance one more time. You know, it talks about progress and it talks about goals. Now, which goals are we talking about now?
Thank you for that question. We're talking about the Sustainable Development Goals.
Okay, can you speak up?
The Sustainable Development Goals, which was mapped out by United Nations to eradicate poverty, gender inequality, and to also protect the planet. These Sustainable Development Goals are 17 in number. So it starts with poverty, it goes with hunger, how they intend to eradicate these things. And girl child plays a major role in some of these goals. They are 17 in number, and the girl child plays a very big role in these goals. So I feel that this year's theme is a very good one, which is giving more hands to the girl child, that without the girl child, these goals will not be achieved. So because if you look at the goals, the girl child are key drivers. They are like the major stakeholders in these development goals. So without the girl child, these goals will not be achieved. So I would say a big thank you to the United Nations for their laudable approach, because they've really given room to educating the girl child. Because a lot of countries do not, I was reading this morning on the internet that 52 countries still do not send their girl child to school. But because the United Nations has taken it up to advocate for the girl child, a lot of countries have been able to do that, send their girl child to school. Okay. So I say that the goals that have been set out by the United Nations, it's capturing the girl child.
All right. Now, I hope we've talked about how the parents can also help the girl child to achieve, her aims and all that. Now, what about the government? Don't they have a role? I mean, government, authorities, and those in government too?
Thank you very much. Every one of us, me, you, the governor, the first lady, the speaker of the Edo State House of Assembly, everyone has a role to play in advancing girls' progress. The government on its own should work on making education more available. You go to some communities here in Edo State, and you see that when a girl is on a monthly flu, she's unable to attend school. Why? Because there is no money to procure sanitary pad. So a lady loses, most girls in rural communities here in Edo State loses a week every month. So they are unable to go to school every month for a week due to the fact that they are seeing their monthly flu. The state government can work on making sanitary pad available to this group of people. They are the most vulnerable and they are the most underserved communities we have since they live in the rural areas. So 450, there's a data that most Nigerians live below $1 per day. And the dollar is like 370 naira. And a pad is like 450 naira. So if a family is even unable to live, is unable to live above 370 naira per day, how do you expect that family to be able to procure sanitary pad for the girl? So I believe that stakeholders, relevant stakeholders, the Ministry of Women Affairs, the Ministry of Youth and Sport should come together. Let's look at ways. There is a new wave going on in Ghana, making use of reusable, disposable pad, and the government is really supporting it. And again, there are policies. There's a conference that happened in Beijing, 2008, whereby over 116 countries signed to the law for the girl child. But have these policies been implemented? Equal rights on education for girls. As this policy, and who are the implementers of these policies? Government, non-governmental organizations, and governmental organizations. So today is a call to our government, to our policies maker, to the executive, to the legislative, even down to the judiciary, that they should work hand in hand to advance progress for girls. There was a law then that came up that any child caught hawking during school hours, the parents will be arrested. Has that law really been implemented? You see during school hours, you see children hawking pure water, and when they are hawking, you are making these, especially the girl child, you are making her vulnerable to sexual molestation. Okay. You are making
now, as we wrap up now, Juliet, I want you to speak to, because you had a girl child here, you speak to another girl child there so that she should know that there is hope even in her gender.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, every girl child out there. I'm saying you are a woman, you are a mother, you're a wife, and you are a rare gem as a woman. Keep yourself and strive to always be there, to always be up there, to develop yourself, study hard. Do not let the issues that are, especially SROH issues that are affecting young people, especially teenage pregnancy that has been happening all around with the girl child, affect your dream in life. So work hard. You will definitely get to that point in your life and reach out to your dreams. And
I hope you want to add your voice too.
What I just want to say, I want to call on every one of us has a role to play in making the girl child successful. All career young ladies here in Edo State, they should take our time to mentor young girls. You can commit an hour or two to mentoring a young girl in your locality. Because when she thinks that somebody believes in her and somebody is passionate about her success, she'll want to do well. She don't want to drop out of school. She don't want to pursue her dreams and realize her potential. So I'll call on government stakeholders, non-governmental organizations, and every citizen of Nigeria that we should work hard in advancing the girls' goals and creating equal opportunities for girls and their male counterpart boys. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, the girl child here, and also extend a handshake to Hope for me. And I've been speaking with Hope Jeremiah and also Egwede Juliet, talking about the girl child and also the need for parents, government authorities to really see the importance of the girl child. Well, we'll take a short pause now so that we'll join other segments on this program. Stay tuned.
This is ITV, certainly the best.